All right, and welcome into the what's today? May 14th. Welcome to the May 14th episode of The Company. Got Rich down here, got Izzo down here. We got a various plethora of topics, various plethora. Just plethora. Just we got a bunch of topics.
We got a
bunch of topics we're gonna talk about tonight. Of course, Sosa will join us later because for some reason he can't be on time.
Colors.
So I'm gonna post this link in the various places so people can watch this live. And first thing we definitely want to talk about what's been going on all week and what's had me dying on social media. It's revived my love for social media.
The internet is great.
Yeah, the internet is great. So first of all,
fucking fast. That's the problem with the internet.
This young lady or old lady or
I was going to say let's not give her credit.
Yeah.
So we got to set up what happened. Okay.
Yeah, I'm about to say you got to preface.
People calling cops on us. So this guy's having this cookout. Well, starting to have this cookout. He's out in this park was it Oakland?
Yeah, it's Oakland.
Okay, so he's out in this park in Oakland, setting up his cookout, got the grill going. He's doing his thing. Nobody got there yet, so he's out there by himself. All of a sudden, this lady comes up, and for those who just came in, I'm explaining what's going on. This lady comes up and pretty much tells him that he needs to put it out. He needs to leave the park. He's trying to figure out why he needs to leave the park. She tells him that you're not supposed to have a coal-burning grill in that part of the park. These people have lived here. The guy said he's lived there for 35, 36 years. He's always had cookouts out there. Yes, you can. This is a designated area. Please be gone. So things escalate for a while, and it turns out it actually ends up escalating to the point where the rest of the family comes out there and they're trying to figure out what's going on. This other lady who is the same race as the lady who told the guy to leave comes out, starts filming her. And all of a sudden cops come and then the lady starts crying because she wants to play the victim. Now this is
white tears.
This is hilarious because it's funny, but it's not because it keeps happening. It's happened to the two students over there. What school was that it happened to with the two students? One was asleep in the lobby.
Oh man.
Oh, Yale.
Yale. Yeah. And it's the same school because the young guy was there a separate time.
He was actually trying to look for that same girl. He knows that girl. So evidently there ain't a lot of black people in that dorm.
No. So they called the cops on this guy as well, and he was lost, but he goes to the school.
Yep.
Like you can't help but laugh at this.
Yeah, but I mean, so it's almost to the point now where I think, and I think somebody said the same thing earlier this week, that whenever we're around or somebody of color is around somebody who's not of that same hue, and that person that is not of that same hue is uncomfortable, the cops are used to remove them. And it seems that way to me because it's happening over and over again in different areas, different positions, and now it's become a bit of humor for us.
Oh yeah, those memes were on point.
Guys, what do you think?
I think here's the weird thing about all these situations, right? It's like you're taking like the letter of whatever the circumstance is. So apparently, like if you look at the map for the actual place, you're not supposed to use non-coal grills out there, but it's one of those things like, okay, sure. Okay. Now, to be honest, like who the hell are you? Like what are you, a park ranger or something? I guess my issue is, okay, even if let's say they weren't supposed to be there to do that, you're gonna call the cops. You couldn't call like the park staff. You literally go from 0 to 100. Like the guy wouldn't even having any problems or whatever. You just literally just say, it's like, oh, well, because I don't like what they're doing, the police need to be involved. That doesn't make any sense. It's just stupid. It's like when I watched the video, and Izzo, you brought this point up, it's like you don't like the lady goes from one mode to like, oh, well, there's another white person filming me, so now I have to act completely different. Or
I got an ally.
Yeah, she thought it was gonna go one way. Like, nope. Yeah. This ain't. I mean, you know, and I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm glad the internet was swift because, like, you know, the like Charlemagne the God says, he said the court of public opinion. Like, I swear, their justice was swift. Because everything that she gets regarding this whole thing, she earned it. Because it makes no sense. It doesn't. Like, why? Like, why?
There's no reason. There's zero reason why that should escalate to that. Sorry, I'm fighting a cold.
Are you good?
Mm-hmm.
It's like let's see. I'm just trying to think. Like hold on one second. I'm gonna change my mic.
All right.
Yeah, it really, really shouldn't have escalated. It actually, huh?
It's better.
Oh my God, yes.
Thanks. All right, cool.
Like you were on the box before.
But yeah, something like that, man, is so avoidable. And my whole thing with the whole mantra I live by is minding your own damn business. There's nobody. There can't be this many instances where people have had experiences with somebody of another color to feel so threatened that every single time we're doing something where we're not doing anything, you have to call the cops.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, most of the people who are calling the cops or reporting us for stuff like this, I guarantee you they've never had a run-in with us.
Nope.
Not once.
See, and that's what's scary, man, is because, you know, I'm glad the narrative hasn't gone to, you know, it's like, you know, this person is going about doing their thing and no one's really attacking like the law enforcement side. And that's kind of happened with this situation and happened with the Starbucks situation. It's like, these guys just doing the job. I mean, if you're called, you're there to respond. It's like, okay, but you could tell the dude was like, why is she even bothering with this crap?
You know what? And that's why the video didn't even need to catch on, because I bet you the cop was just like, everybody just go home and leave me the hell alone. Let these people.
Right.
Because at that point, it has nothing. When the cops come and the situation is still going on, it doesn't even have anything to do with the people that's cooking out anymore.
No,
because they walked away from those guys, and now it's the lady who called the cops and the other white lady.
Oh yeah, she was stumbling and bumbling on her words when you were watching.
Yeah, so I mean, what is the cop supposed to do now? Say, oh, you want me to beat her? I mean, I wanted to beat the people that was barbecuing. You know? So, I mean, at that point, it's just like everybody just go home and just let it go sleep it off. So and this thing probably blew up, and whoever this lady is, she probably lost her job. She probably can't go out anywhere.
They claim, I haven't confirmed, but they claim she's a professor at Stanford.
Oh, not anymore.
No, she's done. She is done.
I don't think people know. That's like the Harvard or Princeton or Yale of the West Coast. I don't think people understand that. Like, she's at a prestigious university. So I don't know if it's true. You know how people might get people confused, but that's what they're saying.
Oh, nah, bro. She about to be standing around.
You know, at this point, I don't even think these some of the people that are doing these things, I don't even think they care about losing their job. I believe there's a focus and there's an aim with all of these instances where people are calling the cops, and the cops are some of the cops are going far beyond what they need to do. And the aim is probably to create fear with us. Because even if they lose their job, somebody's going to employ them. You know, if they don't like black people, they lose their job. Somebody will give them a job.
So they get picked up, and nobody ever follows up on them.
Yeah. So the thing is, if you beat enough of us, and this is probably the mindset with it, if you beat enough of us, and you get away with it, or all you do is lose your job, and you don't do any jail time, eventually we're going to change our habits so we don't run into those situations.
See, but I think these people are forgetting that it's not 1964.
They think we're gonna cower, and and I don't think people know. A lot of people who might not be that bold still got a strong voice out there.
Nah, and on top of that, I think going back to your point about these people like not having the fear to lose job, I don't even think that's that. I think they feel that they are entitled to feel a certain way and to feel safe, and we come into an area, we are different, we are unknown, we bring things that they don't even think about, that culturally upsets them. So it's
what you mean by that?
All right, so for example, right, we come into an area, we just simply like cookouts and things like that, like
because we got swag.
No, I would even say that we just do things differently. It's like if you drop me in the middle of like Aborigines of Australia, I'd be like, I don't know what's going on here. I guess I'm going to be okay, but it's because of the unknown. It's like you fear the things you don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
And what's happening is that people, simply put, they don't understand how other social dynamics are. Because I mean, let's be honest. Even if you just think about the way that we interact with other people in our own like little microcosms of our professional life.
Yeah.
I mean, once they kind of, because we've worked with people who have done stupid things, but you're like, I kind of, it's not like you understand where they're coming from, but you're like, I can see how you got to that viewpoint. I don't agree with it, but I respect you enough to where it's like, okay, until you disrespect me, then it's okay. But I think in these situations, what happens is it's like, I don't know you, I don't know what you're about, so because of that, I'm threatened. So now I'm threatened. I need to do something about it, and it's my right to feel comfortable wherever I go.
For a long time, our asses never felt comfortable.
Right.
You just feel threatened by the presence of, I guess, more than 2 or 3 of us. We outnumber you. Is that what bothers them? I'm just curious. I don't.
Well, there's a study, and I wish I had it in front of me, but there's a study that said that statistically, people are afraid, or there's an apprehension with people of other races towards black males because we seem bigger and more aggressive, when most of us are the same size as the average person or the other person.
But we've been socially engineered to think that way. Like all of a sudden we're this big lumbering brutes that run around. We're like, ah!
Yeah, I mean, when you grew up, I mean, if you're 30 or above and you grew up watching like the old Bugs Bunny cartoons or anything else like the blaxploitation movies, we are monsters, and there's a stigma or a shadow of us, this huge ooga booga monster. So even I hate to say it like that.
I was gonna say that, but I was like, somebody else gonna do that, not me.
Somebody else my God, my eyes closed like.
Did I offend you just now? Did I hurt your feelings?
And I'm easily not me too. I'm not offended.
But I mean, that's what it is, and people are afraid of nothing because, to be honest with you, most people when they go home at night, there's no plot. There's no plot to take over anybody's culture, nobody's land. There's no plans to go out and rob anybody or anything. We just do it. I think everybody in this country is just trying to live day to day.
Yeah,
some people just have more time on their hands, and they make time to create these stigmas, and they make time to hate, which is horrible. They need a hobby. I believe if you gave everybody in the clan a hobby, they have something better to do than go around dressing like Grimace.
Yeah. I just think they think we're a fucking monolith. We all the same. We all run, jump fast, speak loudly, dance, and all that jazz. They think we're all the same. Like, hell, I can go back to USC. I remember being in dang Patterson Hall, going up the elevator. The girl looks at me like, "You play football?" And I've heard that question like so much my first week there. I just went, yeah. Like it was so bad.
Yeah, I play football.
Just because I'm black male, I can't be here on the merit of my scholastic like aptitude. Like I just scholastic aptitude. Like I just didn't get it. Didn't get it. Like I guess they think we all just I don't know,
man. To be honest with you, I'm not. I don't think I'm the biggest dude in the world, but I am not average size.
No,
and with everything going on, as far as people calling the cops, people getting beat by the cops, I am a little more apprehensive than I was walking around now. I mean, you have to be, and I don't want to be a victim, and I don't want to be one of these people that gets beat up in order to, in order for people to see that this shit really happens. Because there are a lot of good people that know me and know that I'm not.
You're not that type.
Drug dealer, gang banging, robbing, killing, thieving, baby daddy.
It's not even controversial when it comes to stuff like that. You normally try to de-escalate it or walk away.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I know if something happens. I was thinking about this today, and this is very selfish of me. Yeah. If something happens to me, and it's the city that did it, burn it down.
Yeah, because I know good and well, like Brian didn't do that. They lied on this man. But that means y'all pushed him to that and y'all did something you weren't supposed to do. I agree.
Yeah.
If something happened to you, they're going to bring up any small infraction you ever had in your life. And I'm like, that's that bullshit. I know that off the top of my head. I know that.
So, I mean, it to be honest with you, whatever the plan is, and like I said, I think the plan is just to actually make us change our lifestyle up. Make us stay out of certain areas because things like this happen. Make us shop in certain areas because this thing is going to happen. Make us eat in certain areas because this thing is going to happen. I think that's the plot. They don't care about losing their job. And I'm not saying it's everybody. Don't quote me and say I'm saying white people evil. There is an evil element in our culture.
Yeah. And I think some of the white people aren't even evident of it. And I don't think a lot of those people even think they're racist.
But that's what I was saying when we get back to the point of it being it's a sense of entitlement. Yeah, I don't think it's like I don't think it's like some I think it's unfortunate, but I think most people don't realize exactly what they're doing until after they've done it or the repercussions of said actions.
Oh yeah, they all cry and squeal.
You remember when the guy was getting into his car at the school? I think it was last year. And the young lady called the cops on the guy, and I think he was like a pre-med.
Oh yeah. I remember that.
Yeah. She started crying because she felt so bad about doing it.
But I don't recall that one. But unfortunately, man, that's how we've been engineered. Like even let's take this another step. It's like the way that even we look at minority neighborhoods. Unfortunately, for some reason, there's a stigma. If there's too many of us around, all of a sudden it's a problem. Why? Like why?
We even kind of do that.
Like right? Like why?
We can't even front.
Why? Yeah, exactly.
It's a little dark around here. Niggas parking on their grass.
But nah, man. But that's seriously. That's like something that you think about. It's like if you look at a neighborhood, you're like, this is,
yeah. Everybody has done that when they move into an apartment complex. You're right. We do it ourselves too.
This is very biased. And I shouldn't say it, but we've experienced the bullshit.
Yeah, that's true.
We know not to go down there.
Yeah, because I'm trying not to get rolled up on at 1 o'clock in the morning for $1. I'm just not,
because it happens.
Right. But again, why is it like that? And is it because inherently because of our experiences, or is it because of what we are socially pressured into thinking?
Like for most of us, is because of our experiences.
Yeah. I mean, you say most, but again, that would also fall into the lines of other people who have not experienced it.
I don't know about this shit. They don't know about this shit.
But yeah, they don't.
Okay, I'm thinking of something since y'all said that. Brian, you went to HBCU.
That's yeah.
Me and Richard went to the same school, predominantly white institution. What made you go to the HBCU? I'm just curious. Did you ever think about a white institution or no?
No.
Really? Okay.
When it was time to go to college, I didn't know shit about no college. I didn't know anything. Before I went to Morris, I didn't even know Columbia existed.
What the fuck? You went to Atlanta. You had to drive through Columbia.
When I lived in Atlanta,
then you rode through.
Listen, when I drove to Columbia, when I drove to Atlanta, it was Darlington, leaving Darlington, Georgia. And when I drove back through, it was Georgia, almost back to Darlington, in Darlington. I didn't care. I didn't know anything about it. So when I went to Morris, that's when that's when you start educating yourself. Oh, this is HBCU. That means there are schools where all white people go. You ask stupid questions. But that was.
I was just trying to figure out what made Richard. You lived in a town where had two major black schools sitting right next to on the plot of land they probably gave us back in the day. Did you ever think about going to those schools?
To be honest, no. Not to those two. Not to those two.
Those two. Have you ever thought about going to like a HBCU?
I never ruled it out.
I didn't either, but I ain't gonna front. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll say it this way. It's not. There's no right way to take it. Someone's gonna take this and twist it. Like
I'm just trying to give people a viewpoint.
But no, like the reality of it is that let's just be honest. We are not by ourselves. Because let's be honest. Because even if you think about even our experience at a predominant
society,
it's a society, right?
Oh yeah.
So even if you think about our experience while we were at Carolina, we still hung around
mostly 90%
black people.
Black people, yeah. I hung around a lot of different races, but most of them are probably minorities. Though.
But again, let's think about that in another way too. Is that we probably wouldn't have met those other people if we went to another school. And I'm not saying, and I'm by no means discounting the HBCU experience because that has its own experience and their own like elements to it that are definitely better, I would say, for the black.
I love the fact that they exist. I think they should never go away.
I don't think they ever will. No, that doesn't make any sense to ever take that away. But I mean,
never know.
But yeah. But personally, not man. It's not. I never ruled it out because because A&T was an option for a good little while.
Okay.
But it was just long story short. I got my money to go to Carolina. That's really what it was.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, that's really what it came down to.
See, for me, it's like the only ones I ever thought of, like I thought of Morehouse. Like my grades were decent enough, but I was lazy. I didn't want to fill out the application because it was a lot. Because it's like, shoot, you like the cream of the crop black people across the nation would go. So I was like, I don't feel like it. But yet I remember.
I don't feel like being the cream of the crop, like it. I'll be average.
I didn't know if I was that good, but I remember getting it. I was like, I don't know. But I remember back in high school, if you lived in Columbia and you were black, everybody, and you have decent grades, you were smart, you'd get something from Benedict where you're automatically accepted. Mm-hmm. Because they're trying to get people local to go to the school. Because I don't know if y'all know anything about Benedict and Allen, most of those people like from up north and everywhere else, a lot of those people that are not from Columbia. And I'm not going to lie, we all have heard so many different things about Benedict and Allen. So we were like, I don't think so.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah. I think we all had options. Like I said, I got accepted in the Art Institute of Atlanta.
Oh shit!
Okay.
My granddad was the dean of Allen at one point, so they said I had a free ride there. I never tried it out.
This is what I was searching for.
So with the Moors. But it is. But like I said, and I think with what I did going to an HBCU, I'm not gonna lie, I think it did kind of lack some preparation for the real world for me. Really? It didn't. Yeah, you didn't have that experience that there were going to be other people outside of what you knew in the world. Because to be honest with you, all we did was pick ourselves up from our neighborhoods and put ourselves in a neighborhood with classes.
I was gonna ask you, like, so in regards to going to an HBCU, would you say at least like the black experience element, was it good to see it's different type? I mean, because you can go anywhere, it's different types of black people, but the fact that we were kind of in the social hierarchy, like, we were it. And then
it was good to see people who you would usually draw a negative idea of. Like, he ain't gonna be nothing, he gonna be a drug dealer. You see him and he comes to college and you're like, oh, he's trying.
Yeah.
Right.
So you can actually see people trying to do better with their lives. Now, everybody didn't make it. That happens at every college.
I was about to say,
we
bro.
saw casualties within that first semester.
Oh, they expect it. That's why
we saw casualties by fall break. Let alone
that's why, when your college says we have a small campus, less than 1,000 students, and that freshman class comes in and it's 1,500, be like, oh,
dude, my middle school is bigger than that.
Yeah, they already know half of y'all ain't gonna make it.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, there's going to be casualties, but those who do filter through and those who decide to stay, you get to watch these people grow and become better, and it lets you realize that if this guy can do it or if I can do it, then you shouldn't assume that people that are out on the street or people that are out in the world aren't trying to do better with their lives or can't do better with their lives. So it did give you a sense of hope.
Okay.
For Black folk.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
See, I think
for me, at least.
No, I feel you.
See, that was the thing. See, but I grew up around all of that. It's just that when the time came, I just made a different decision. That was really it. It wasn't and to be fair, I really didn't want to stay in the same place.
Oh, that makes sense.
And let's be honest, you literally don't want to be like, all right, I'm gonna go head home real quick and wash clothes. And
if there was a college in Darlington, I wouldn't go into that.
Yeah, and that was why, it's like,
yeah, I got lucky that there was a big school here, but at the same time, my original thought was to go out of state. Like I applied to Virginia Tech, got in on early decision, but it was like, y'all trying to have me $100,000 in debt, and you gotta remember, tuition shot up while we were in school.
Oh yeah, man.
In our time. So shoot, man. It would have been even worse. It would have been like it would have been about 25 a year, and they were giving me half.
No.
Yeah, by the end, I probably been $78,000 in debt. Cause shoot, I know I did summer school a lot. So
I did summer school just to pledge, so I know mine shot up.
Well, mine I changed. My first year was because I was doing what I was supposed to do. After that, it's got to change majors. I had to catch up. So, yeah. So I feel you.
But I mean, and that's what I understand. If people can't really, I'm trying to draw this back to this cop thing.
Yeah.
Because everybody's trying to do something. Everybody's trying to do better with their lives. Everybody's not out here trying to hurt anybody. And to be honest with you, walk by me, you walk down the street and you're walking towards me. I'm not even thinking about you. There's 100 other things going on in my life other than some scary looking person walking towards me or some person who look like I can throw them walking towards me.
Yeah, you in that throwing, but I ain't gonna.
Yeah, but the thing is, the chances are I'm still going to get the cops called on me.
Yeah,
and you can't. Whatever you've done in your life, we all three of us have been to college. We've done pretty well for ourselves. No kids out of wedlock. Blah blah blah. It doesn't matter. You can't tell the cops that. So these people are actually ruining lives, and that's another thing. Once those people call the cops on you, and the cops for a reason to arrest you and book you, that's on your record.
Yeah.
And it takes you out of all these things. There are jobs that you can't get if you have a record. There are places you can't go if you have a record, So without even keeping you in jail, they've imprisoned you because they felt uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So they're ruining lives. That's why I said I don't think they really care if they lose their jobs. Their point has been made. Their aim has been met. You've been ruined.
and to that same sentiment, I think that's this woman who is never getting invited to a cookout. Like I honestly think that in her case, I think that's what she was going for. Is that she was just trying to show that she was superior to somebody else and just wanted to mess up their day. And I think that was all it was. But it's like, really, like this is what you do.
Real quick, did any of y'all see? I don't know if y'all seen this clip, like a picture of this person on the internet. They said their dad had a blown out tire, and I guess he didn't have a jack or something. And a guy stopped to help him change his tire, and it was like a dude in a full-blown Confederate shirt where everything on the back was Confederate.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. Yeah.
So I actually had a run, not a run-in, but people I dealt with this week at my job. So came in with an issue, real nice. The wife was real nice. The guy kept cutting off the wife, not in a mean way, and she kept laughing. I'm like, baby, I just said that. So I'm kind of laughing, whatever. Like on him, no Confederate, nothing. I didn't think about anything. Didn't think race is like nicest couple. They talk about their daughter, blah blah blah. He had like Army retired stuff on, so solved their problem. Went outside randomly, saw it pull off. When I say the back of their car had the most Confederate stuff on it, Sons of Confederacy this, Sons of Confederacy that. So it kind of blowing my mind. I'm like, these people could have been like not any nicer to me and like appreciative and everything that, and didn't give me any sideways look. It kind of threw me back, and I thought about it most of the week. Are we worried about the wrong people? And I think what popped up this week, somebody like that, I wouldn't think 2 seconds about, but now
I think we've all seen Get Out.
Yeah, that's a good damn point.
We've all seen Get Out, and I mean, it's like they would have voted for Obama that third term. Whenever I hear that, I'm like, please don't lie to me.
Those are the main ones.
Don't lie to me.
No, but I'm of the mindset to believe that there are not, and I know there are going to be a lot of people that disagree with me. There are not a lot of racist white folk out there.
They're not. And I really don't.
The ones that are, and I said this in the other show.
Yeah,
hate is so much louder than people who don't hate.
Yeah.
So when you get, a crowd of 100 people screaming down with black folk or whatever they yell now, it's so much louder than 1,000 people minding their damn business.
Yeah.
So we can't help but group or be suspicious of people who fit the same description as those 100.
Right.
Because we don't know. Are you being quiet because you don't like me? Or are you being quiet just to say it at a rally? So I you can't help it. I mean, if I saw that truck down there, I'd lock my doors. I'd make sure they weren't behind me.
But you know what? See, that's the thing. All of us, we have implicit biases, and it's based on our experiences, what we see, how people talk about things, how we're how, just simply put, social media, how it portrays different people. I mean, all these things, you put it all together. I mean, it creates, simply put, just we all have like our own little database of experiences that are different from person to person.
Yeah.
Because like you said, is if you saw that truck sit out by itself and they jumped out, you're like, oh boy, here we go.
Exactly. I would have thought that immediately. But after having I think that was like a perfect opportunity, having like the interaction with them and how nice they were, and you talking about your daughter and blah blah blah, and it's kind of like, oh.
But see, in the same time, they probably got in a truck and like, that nigger.
See,
I'm gonna go home and see how you did that. Wash everything he touched with bleach. I got his nigger dust on my computer. Just greasy monkey chicken eating hands all on my shit. But you never know. As long as he didn't say it.
But that's true. But sometimes you sense stuff. Like we've all worked in retail. You ever had that moment? I don't know if any I'm Richard. I know you probably worked in retail. I don't know about you, Brian. You ever had that moment where somebody puts the money down?
Oh yeah.
Like, yo, really?
You can't put it in my hand.
They're not even making no type of eye contact with you. They act like they're doing something. They put it down. So that thing you do when you give them that change back, cup the bottom of that hand and throw that money in there. Oh, you gonna touch me? And I wipe it on your hand so I can wipe it on your pants so I can laugh. Yeah, but I didn't sense anything, and I haven't had too many racist type moments where I felt like, oh, these motherfuckers are racist as hell. Not too many.
And that's the thing. I've been in the South my entire life. Never been anywhere else. I've experienced racism twice, and that was since Trump was president.
Like overtly. Like overt.
I've been straight up called a nigga on the street, but that was after Trump was president.
Wasn't that all? Weren't we all out there?
Yeah, we were all out there,
and I missed it. I didn't even hear.
Everybody became super wizard, you know. Everybody's had these superpowers.
Doesn't even bother me because if you're gonna do it in a car speeding by, you ain't got the guts, bro. You're the person with the egg on Instagram going at Talib Kweli or whoever. Just because he'll combat you, like you're that guy. Like who cares?
But yeah, it's taken 34 years, 37 years for somebody to say something racist to me. So I love the South. I'll never leave the South. This is where I'm from. It's not what everybody up north and out west think it is.
Yeah,
but it happens.
Yeah,
I mean, it happens everywhere, man.
And apparently, it's happening more and more. So you have to start putting hands on people. I still think that's it. That's got to happen.
Like I said, well, we said this before. It's either loss of life or loss of finances. Is one of the two. If you threaten, unfortunately, if you threaten either one of those, I think you'll start seeing some things change. Because if you don't have the power of economics, money is a tool ultimately. Yeah. So if you can't do anything with your money, then it's like, well, why am I here? Your influence has been severely mitigated at that point.
Yeah, but then the thing is, you really can't affect the money unless you affect the good old boy system, because the good old boy system will circulate money within itself.
Well, but again,
nepotism.
But even to that same point, it's that approach is probably going to be, I don't want to say it'll take longer, but it'll have more lasting effects. Because let's be honest, man, you can beat somebody into the ground, and it's like eventually they can get themselves back up. Eventually.
Yeah, that's true.
But if you do something, if you take literally the tangible power away, then what do you have? It's just a matter of like, well, I don't like this thing, so okay. I mean, think about everything think about all the things of influence that have been able to spark change. Somebody with a whole lot of money kind of threw it. Even think about all the things that are being crowdsourced, like crowdfunded now.
It's like you mean like these sites and stuff like that, Kickstarter, and whatever other shits are.
Like think about it. It doesn't take a whole lot to do some of these things, but if you get enough people and enough finances to back it, things can change. It'll make a difference. It's just that the way we see it now is it's going to take a long time. It takes a while to be able to make that kind of move.
Boosh. Steal it.
This nigga here.
See, no one talking about stealing, man. See, you're just trying to help out with stereotypes, man. Like we just talked about breaking away with stereotypes.
Listen, these motherfuckers gonna think what they want to think about me, dog. I might as well get rich off that shit.
Okay, or die trying. Man, what else happened, man? So much goddamn.
We're talking about stealing. Y'all really don't want to talk about this music video?
Which one?
No, I'm not referencing that.
Nah, man. I don't even want to talk about it, man. I really don't.
I couldn't even watch that BS. You gonna talk about
so fucking predictable. I knew it was gonna happen, and I was waiting for it, and it happened earlier than I thought. They were quick. I knew it was gonna happen.
Yeah,
it was so amazingly horrible. And nobody took the side of this lady.
Are we talking about baseball stats yet?
No, don't talk about this with me.
No, I don't.
I will not give her my energy.
No, man, because the reality of it is, if you put that energy out there, man, like we want this to actually just fail. Like just no. I told someone. I can't
fail anymore.
I told someone.
It wasn't fail.
I said, I cannot share this video out of just the simple fact that she'll get ad revenue because of it. I said, no, I am not. just putting it out there for review is bad enough. Like I watched it and I was like,
I had to share that.
Nah, man. Nope. I ain't even talk about it. Next.
Sometimes you don't be right. You're like, I don't want to be right about this, but I know it's going to happen.
Nah, man.
And it happened in the worst way.
Yo, The lack of rhythm I saw in the 30 seconds I watched it, I cut that shit.
Oh my God.
I didn't just like click home button. I just like closed the whole damn window.
Yeah, man, you just close, you shut your computer off.
Yeah. Close Chrome.
Some people just long pressed on their phone button. No, just cut the whole phone off. I don't even want
to. I was like, I thought it was a pure unadulterated joke.
Yeah, I thought it was a Saturday Night Live skit, but I was like, wait a minute.
And I'm like, yo, Saturday Night Live, you was just on there. Like, that's kind of how I felt too. Like, you can't do that. And it's like, oh no, this chick was serious.
No,
it was so great.
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't, man.
Oh my God. Why won't they let us have anything?
So we're gonna talk about the 1962 NBA MVP yet?
God damn it! Fine. I'll change the subject.
Hey man, like that's one I just like. Nah, we good. We will not speak that one into existence.
Oh man,
that pisses me off. I'm sorry. Sorry, Brian. Man.
It made my week.
Yeah, I'm free to talk about anything, but no, not that.
Yeah, not that.
Let me ask this, since y'all since we were talking about Donald Glover thing, is there anything else y'all took from the video that you seen or you thought about this week? Because everything was fresh in our mind. Anything new that you saw?
No, I think I saw everything that I think I saw.
That's the stuff in the background. The dude in the death cloak riding a white horse.
Yeah, I think we didn't talk about that.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, people in the way in the background throwing money up in the air and all that stuff. Yeah, I think we pretty much examined the hell out of that video and still missed something.
Yeah. Remember, I was listening to a podcast. They said something, but I can't remember now.
That was not Trayvon Martin's dad playing the guitar.
Oh, no, yeah, it wasn't. It was a guy that actually is a true musician. Because I think after that video release, they said that guy was tweeting, like, no, I'm not Trayvon Martin. Like, Trayvon Martin, father, it's me. Yeah, I heard about that.
Proppers. But, anyway, yeah, I think we pretty much saw everything in that video.
Oh, I was just making sure because I kept seeing all type of theories. Were they right? I don't know.
Did you see the headline that said Donald Glover of Childish Gambino releases music video with voodoo dancing?
I did see that.
Yeah,
I did see that.
Come on, people.
Troll.
That's the whole thing, man. If you don't understand something, you have to destroy it.
Oh, that was InfoWars. That's what that was. That was that guy.
Oh, was that who that was?
Yeah, what's his name?
Alex Jones. Let's not talk about him.
Oh, I agree. That's why his wife is taking him to the cleaners.
You guys can't quit ignoring the news.
He's not news.
Okay. No, he be trying to sell stuff to those people.
Yeah, he sells bone powder and crazy
and we'll drink it. Oh, this is great. Looking like his eyes about to pop out his head.
I think
it's so bad.
I mean, I don't like talking about. I don't like talking about people, but man, like he's got this one. Like they have a before and after of like him taking some sort of supplement, and it literally looks like all they did is just give him a tan.
Oh yeah, like, look at me 6 months later, and I'm like, bruh, like not even one part of a top ab popped in. Like even like people that got a gut, you can see a top of an ab. And my good point, you'll see some abs, like a little bit up top.
Damn,
that's fun.
I'm trying to figure out. I really would like to see our culture, the black culture, from somebody else's eyes. Is it that scary?
I
mean, is it that mysterious and big?
My thing is, I thought hip hop would put it like everything's in your face. What's so scary about it, though?
All right. See, the thing is, there's the point of reference is different. See, for us, we grew up with it. We were around it. We've embraced it.
We live in the forest.
Yeah. You live in it. It's like if you were out in West Covina somewhere, and then you got transported into like the middle of Orangeburg. It's like it's a completely different ecosystem. It's a different way people talk, different way people eat. Everything just is different. And it's just the example I used earlier. If someone dropped me in the middle of Australia, but I don't know what is going on. And it's not because, but again, that's also the fact is that let's just call a spade a spade. We are the ones that always have to adjust to our surroundings, where the others, they just simply change it.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
like,
you're right.
So like for us, so like this is why whenever there's a situation where it's a different culture, a different experience, we're a little more apt to, we think it's crazy or whatever, but we're more apt to actually engage with it with open thought.
So my analogy. Okay, so let's say we live in this dense forest.
Right.
Okay.
Our people live in this dense forest. We know how to navigate, move around the trees. We live on the land. We survive here, even though it's a dangerous area. Somebody else comes to the edge of the forest, is like, oh hell no, I'm not going in there. Let's chop it down, spread the trees out, so it's easier for us to maneuver. That's pretty much what's happening.
I would say that's probably a pretty fair statement. And it's because, but the thing is, and this is when you get into the cultural appropriation argument, because then you have like, well, I like this tree, I like that tree, I won't cut that one down. The rest of it can go though. And you pull out the pieces that you want.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to replant these trees, but there are certain ones that are here. We don't want you to replant these
right.
Oh shit.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's the analogy. I'm just trying to figure out what other people see when they see our culture, and I don't. Somebody's commenting on our podcast, but I just don't understand what people see.
Where are they commenting at?
No, I got a message.
Oh.
I think it's a lot of it deals with the fact that they don't understand. Like, and this could be for any culture. And I don't think it's necessarily a white, black, or Asian or whatever problem. I think it's just human beings in general. We do not like to be outside of our comfort zone. Yep. We like to be in places where we have the influence and are able to change and or impact said situations. But you put someone in that space, then they become uncomfortable. If they don't feel like they need to engage, then they become fearful. And they become fearful, like, I need to get rid of it.
But
because
at some point, you really do have to realize that there are other people who live in this space.
That's true.
Everybody is not going to behave
the same way
in the way that you want, or the same way, or under your rules.
But that also then goes into the other side of that argument. It's like, well, since you're not behaving the way that I want, you don't need to be here. You're not playing by my rules, because I'm the person who has all the power. See, the thing is, even if you think about the way our culture works, we're the ones that typically have to be the most accepting. We have to be, it's like the subconscious thing that we just do. It's like we have to like allow you to come in to engage. But, there aren't very many other groups that have to do that. We're the ones that have to literally be like, oh, well, I know you're a little different, but hey, come on in and get a plate. But everybody else is like, well, I mean, it's not my fault you're here. What I mean? And I'm not saying that, that someone's being mean by doing that. It's just unfortunate. It's just, it's just human nature. If it's something we don't understand, either there are two responses. You kind of engage, fight, or flight.
If you're going to be upset, that we're not going to act or engage in the way that you want us to, you leave. Because the fact is, the country that was written down on that paper that you guys wrote down on all those years ago is saying I could do what the hell I want, and I don't have to act the way you want me to act.
That's true.
I mean, that's true.
That's just like I saw a video montage. I don't know what I was watching today, where it was just like these people like, yeah, we're of a Christian nation. Wait, what? When did that happen?
No, man.
That ain't the truth.
No, man. That's...
Yeah, I said, didn't that what y'all came over here for, to avoid being under the Church of Church of England, I guess?
Yep.
Like, so you can have your freedom of religion. Like, when did it become that too? That ties into a lot of stuff as well. I just don't understand that piece either.
That gets into the whole like, well, we're morally righteous and all that.
Yeah, that's just like, not to throw y'all off, but did y'all ever see that clip? I think it was in Canada, where this lady kept calling this sick guy who was running for, sick as an SIKH, guy that was running for office, like a Muslim.
Yeah, I remember that.
People know Sikh people like their own religion. That's not Muslim. Like people don't understand that.
No,
if you're informed, yeah.
And when that dude was as gracious as he could be, he was like, "We love you," blah blah blah. Man, I would have donkey kicked that lady if she would have came to my face like that. Yeah, but that's just like I don't. People don't educate themselves. It's part of the main damn issue.
Well, we had, the unfortunate thing is that we have these this wonderful tool called the internet, and you can find
my god,
you can find your opinion anywhere. Like if you I mean, to be honest with you, if you look online right now that I think the color red actually is blue, somebody actually probably wrote a thesis paper on that.
The world is flat.
See that too. Side note, come on, we're talking the world is flat. I know this is gonna sound completely rad. I watched Thor Ragnarok the other night, and I realized when they get to Asgard, it's like that planet is flat.
Oh. Yeah. The first time I saw that, I was like, "Where's that water flowing to?"
Is that where B.O.B. got his idea from?
Probably, man.
Kyrie Irving as well.
Well, B.O.B. got his idea from some syrup.
Oh, something like that.
I'm gonna on that codeine. Actually, not, because being high shows you very much that the world is round. You feel that motherfucker moving. I understand.
Not that I know.
Not that I know.
Yeah, not that I know.
But yeah, man, it's frustrating. It's frustrating for me knowing from what I do for a living, hearing some of the things that I hear. And to know that our lives are very much similar.
It's scary, isn't it?
Yeah. It's not accepted that way, though. Nobody else sees it, or other people can't see it. It's like we're having the same family issues as you guys.
Yep.
We're having the same financial issues as you guys, same relationship issues with you guys, sickness, government, everything is affecting us the same way it's affecting you. And the only way that you can justify us being different is like the really complicated reason Rich said about skin tone. Say it again for me, Rich.
No, it's literally just the fact that there's a certain concentration of melanin inside of your skin that's different. That's literally the reason why you think it's different.
Yeah, and that's the only thing you can find to put yourself above everybody else.
Like our body compositions are just different based on where we originated from. That's really it.
You have to understand
where we were.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have to understand that if we were so different, we wouldn't be able to make babies with each other. Like a lion can't have a baby with a kangaroo because they're different animals. But a brown bear can have a baby with a black bear because they're both fucking bears.
Just like, dogs ain't racist.
You have a Chihuahua and a Doberman, get it on like it ain't nobody.
Nothing. They know
a dog. I'm a dog too. It doesn't matter. We're the only ones that have this issue. The only animals on this planet that have this issue.
And we're supposedly the most intelligent, which is the scary thing about it.
Yeah.
That's just like when you see like in those books like the black duck, like the ugly duckling and all that. If you out like in nature and see that, those ducks and shit like that don't give a fuck what color they are. It's just
no, you're another duck. We together. We together.
Yeah. Now, I do see different species of birds be fighting. I do see that, but normally we go after the buzzes and the crows.
Well, that's because the biggest one be trying to eat the small ones. That's just nature.
And those little small feisty ones be chasing that buzzard away.
Well, that's nature being nature.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not a hatred for the bird.
I don't think so either. But I always find it funny. I sit and watch that sometimes.
It's like you in my spot, homie.
Yeah, them little birds be going at them buzzards and crows, bro. Now they know not to do that to an eagle or hawk, though.
Yeah, but yeah, like I said, that's nature being nature. We don't have. There are very few things I think that we do naturally anymore.
Yeah.
Besides breathe. And I think some people force their breath. So I'm just saying, there's very few things that we do as far as natural things anymore. You know, everything's forced and artificial and created and put on for a show, and it just makes us horrible things. And I think the Earth is getting tired of it. See what's going on in Hawaii? They're like, fuck this, we about to shake all y'all motherfuckers off here. I said it today in a conversation. I said the Earth is like an angry pit bull, and it's about to shake all these fleas off.
Oh, wow.
Nothing you can do about it. Nothing.
But this pit bull is still gonna be here.
When nature gets sick of shit, nature does what it has to do.
Yeah.
Speaking of nature.
Uh-oh.
We talk about people putting themselves in situations they really don't need to be in.
Being in cages with lions?
Cages with lions. Did you see the video of the young lady and her family in the cheetah reserve?
Nope. Can I find it? Let me look.
Oh yeah, you got to find this video.
Yeah, I need that in my life.
Sadly, let me know when you find it, and I'll go over the story.
Sadly, I love it, this stuff, because I'm like, I don't feel sorry for you.
Oh my God. No, I felt sorry because she had her baby out there.
Oh, I didn't know
and
that.
The baby don't know no better. The baby don't know cheetah.
Cheetah chases family? Is that what it is?
Yeah, that might be it.
Oh, okay. First thing that popped up. Oh yeah, 3 days ago. Oh, it's about to go down.
I mean, this is so.
And this is our arrogance. This is our arrogance.
Yeah, and I think that is we have got in that. Also yields itself to, I think that's a human superiority complex. I don't want to say white exclusively. I think we as human beings, we just think that we're on top of the totem pole.
Time out. They're not supposed to get out their car, right?
No.
What the fuck?
Yeah, man.
I'm watching as
so for anybody who didn't see the video, this family goes to one of these safaris where you drive down in nature and you see cheetahs and lions and tigers and bears and everything just chilling. I don't think bears out there, but you get what I'm saying. So this family stops and they want to get a closer look at the cheetahs who are
chilling. Why is this little boy out this motherfucking car?
Keep in mind, the cheetah is the fastest land animal.
Yes. We all knew that. Yo, they're running. You're not running. Oh my God.
I wish I could see it.
Wait, why did they stop?
The mama stopped. I said I wish I could watch it for the first time like you watching it. But God. They get out the car. At first they're behind the car talking quiet.
Oh shit.
Look at the cheetahs. Look at the cheetahs. It's the cheetahs. They're all sleeping. And then something tells them to go walk off away from the cars. So they walk off away from the cars and they're like in the midst.
And they run like they got cinder blocks on their feet.
The people who are filming are in a car behind them.
Why the fuck are they walking? Oh my God. And she's grabbing that hand. What is that hand going to go bite that hand?
And you could hear the people in the car that's filming like, what are they doing? Why are they outside of their cars? Blah, blah, blah. So all of a sudden, they see one of the cheetahs walk behind everybody. Like these are calculated animals. They know what they're doing. They know how to hunt.
Oh, I watch Planet Earth. Planet Earth is great.
Yeah.
They know that you are smaller than them and you can't outrun them.
Yeah. This lady is literally got to be the most privileged person I've ever seen. He walked the whole time.
They probably purposely told that one cheetah to go around.
It's like you
and block them off from the car.
Yeah, we're gonna cut them off.
Yeah. So the cheetahs like ambushed the people.
They didn't see.
We gotta run the screen.
They ain't learned nothing from Jurassic Park.
Swinging your arms stops the cheetah. So if you're ever in a situation and the cheetah's after you, swing your arms like a fool. Apparently, it stops the cheetah. But I believe if those cheetahs wanted those guys or all those people out there, it could have picked them off one by one. And nothing could have happened. And you know what those people in the car behind them would have did? Drove their happy ass on and went home. Because I'd have been like, it ain't got nothing to do with me.
All right. I just finished watching it. I just can't believe that woman walked the whole time. That husband or whoever that dude was.
Oh, the husband was a piece of shit.
He booked. I ain't even mad at him.
He was the
first one walking. Yo, that door was nice and closed.
As a matter of fact, it closed again when she ran up to the car.
He had the seatbelt on and everything.
Hell yeah.
At least he did get in the driver. Yeah, he had the driver. Oh yeah, because the driver's seat on that side. Oh god, he was ready to pull off on you.
Yeah, and that's the thing, man. I believe we become so arrogant we don't think nature can hurt us anymore. And you know what would have happened?
No.
If one of those cheetahs had bit anybody out there,
they would kill the cheetah.
They'd have hunted each and every one of them down and killed them.
No, that cheetah would have just had lunch. That's all it should be.
They'd have hunted them down.
Why?
They hunted them down because they had
the taste for blood.
Tasted human blood. Just like the bear this week. The bear, the little girl went outside. The 5-year-old girl went outside because she heard a noise. Why is your 5-year-old going outside?
That kid looked good.
But there was a 5-year-old girl that heard a noise outside her house, and they lived in the middle of the woods. She went outside to hear the noise, to figure out what the noise was, and a bear drug her off.
Oh shit!
No, yeah, they found her. She's alive, but since the bear tasted blood, they have to hunt the bear down and kill it.
No, I mean, how about relocate it or something? Like, not saying another state because you shouldn't do that, but maybe like somewhere else. Like, I don't understand.
Ah, man. Well, because bear got in the way of people.
That's just like, shoot, I see a bunch of rabbits everywhere because they keep chopping down trees like they ain't got nowhere to live, so they just around. If people start shooting rabbits, I'm like, why?
Yeah. Too many of them around us. They can't live here with us. They've been here for thousands and thousands.
Yeah, that's just like deers. People be wanting to don't like deers running through their yard, but I mean, you are right next to the woods.
Well, the thing with deers is deers follow the same path every year. The same exact path. Whether your neighborhood was there last year or not, it's going to follow that same path, which is why they cross streets.
Right.
Which is why they walk across yards, because
they try to jump over fences and stuff too. Like that's obstruction, but they'll keep trying to get over. I've seen that.
Yeah, and it's because before that fence was there.
It's hilarious when they fail.
Dog, I've seen one like so bloody in the face, kept hitting the fence. It was so sad because it knew no better.
It didn't know. That's the only way it knows.
Because it saw me and freaked out, and it kept trying to jump over the fence. And I'm like, I would open the gate for you, but I'm afraid you'll trample over me.
It's like, nah, we good, son.
Yeah, let it do it.
Nah, I don't fuck with deers. Deers are like big Rottweilers. Deers will kill you. And that's not how I want to leave this earth getting stamped on.
I've never seen a buck, so I'm good. I don't want to see a buck.
Yeah, if you see one, it's too late. He's gonna look dead at you. I'm like, don't run.
Somehow I'm gonna jump on top of the house. Somehow I'm gonna make it on top of the house.
You're gonna look straight at you like, I like you and I want you.
Oh wow.
But yeah, I just thought that was interesting, man. I don't understand why people keep putting themselves in situations like that, knowing full well that their life is in danger.
That was interesting. I needed that.
We're arrogant. We're humans. We're arrogant. That comes with freedom of choice and an opposable thumb.
Yeah.
It was in the package. Do I have to take the arrogance? Yes. Oh shit. Okay.
You're so stupid.
That's how people die.
Yeah, you're right.
What else is on our list here?
I don't know, but that was a trip.
Put a fool in his money on here because I was just worried about people spending foolishly.
Like what?
Like why people spend foolishly. I don't know. I was just thinking about people spending, not saving, or everybody's screaming that we're in a what's the word I'm looking for?
Surplus?
No, not a surplus.
Recession?
What's the thing? Yeah, recession.
Oh, recession.
But we can help a movie make $2 billion and buy all these sneakers and electronics and take all these trips. It's like, are we just doing this just because we know we're going to be in debt anyway?
Partially.
So might as well have fun with money.
A lot of people do that, not even across racial barriers.
That's just, who likes to do the things you got to do?
Thank you.
Like nobody, let's see. It's like, oh man, I got this check. bills. Oh, hell yeah.
It's more like, oh, I got this check. I can pay half of this and put it until next week. Like, I really don't need to pay the cell phone bill now. I can post on that.
I'm going to say, white people file for bankruptcy all the time.
Oh, I'm not blaming this at any race. I'm talking about us, everybody.
Think about like how many times have you heard someone be like, man, I skipped rent this month. I'll wait.
Well, see, listen. I've been done with money. I've been done with money for a long time. I have never skipped rent.
I've heard people do it, and it's nuts.
Yeah, don't get on a payment plan with rent.
No,
don't even play with that. Man, have your water or lights turned off before you can't be in the house.
Wait until like what? Beyonce tickets done been on sale, right?
Yeah.
All right. I bet you a lot of these apartment complexes and some of these mortgages are probably like, well, you're a month in the hole. So yeah, but I'm gonna see Beyonce on like row 3. So
just so you can flash on the gram that you third row at Beyonce. You got to go backstage.
No.
But yeah, you going home to the darkness.
Exactly. So there are things that you have to pay.
Yeah.
Like rent, there is no choice.
No, there's a choice. There is a choice, obviously. It's funny. It's funny you said about money, man, because it's like, I think people's relationship with money is like, we really don't understand, I think, how money really works. And not in a sense, I know we get the fact that more is good, less is, bad. But I think really understanding like how it is supposed to be used and why you use it and then what you're supposed to do with it. I don't think society has a good grasp on it.
No.
Because if you think about it, man, it's like for example, like when I got my wife's wedding ring, I told her, said, hey, when I give this to you, it is yours. It ain't gonna be on no payment plan. It's like this is it. And because it's like I just said, now what you do is you just take a little bit, save it up, make a little plan, and then you put it away. And then when it's time to use it, you got it.
Yeah.
Think about how many people, like, if right now, off all of a sudden Thanos snapped his fingers and all the jobs went away, like. If that actually,
that's not how that works. There's no job stone.
There might
be. That is funny though, because if you think
with souls, minds,
and jobs,
not jobs. Don't play with me.
But think about it, man. Like, how many people, if they actually like, if their job just fell out right now, like what would happen? Like, what would most people do?
And see, that leads me into my other thing. People are so afraid nowadays that they're going to lose their jobs because all of these big companies, I told you all this yesterday, all these big companies, these big conglomerates and Fortune 500 companies are being led by people that are 5-6 states away, sitting at a board saying, we need to save money here. We need to save money here. Fire 500 people over here. So there is no job security. Everybody's afraid of losing their jobs. Nobody's saving. So there's no way that you're going to survive if something happens.
Most people won't and can't. And that's not that a lot of people aren't trying. It's just unfortunately the economy's set up to where people live check to check, even if they're not splurging.
Yeah, but all right, let's even unpack that statement too. Because I'm thinking about what I owe in student loan debts. What I've owned.
Well, I mean, not like, okay, you lose your job tomorrow, like, damn, I'm on the street. But I'm saying, like, within 2 months, like, it's gonna be rough.
The reality stick's gonna hit you hard. But I mean, all right, so I see what you're saying, but it's like, at what point is it like, are we really buying these things or getting these things because we're told that we need them? Because I can think about a lot of people now who like going back and thinking about what I do now. In some ways, I could probably have gone to a technical institution and gotten pretty far. I wouldn't say, maybe not as far as I am now, but I would have been significantly less debt. And even if you think about even the cost of living, you know, for most people, like cost of living is significantly higher than probably it's ever been because home prices, especially up here in Raleigh, it's nuts. It's getting there, but even thinking about how home prices are and whatnot, it's like, you know, we're told to have such a large space to put stuff in because that's just the way that we do. You know, like, I mean, like, all right, let's be real. Like, if you were like a family of 3, right? Do you really need a 3,000, 4,000 square foot house? Like, do you need that?
You don't. And I meet people that say they got like, they'll count like, my house is about 5,600 square foot. I go, what the fuck for? In my head, of course.
Why are you here?
Yes.
See, and see that brought me to what I was thinking about the other day too. It's like you can't really depend on the money you're making on the day to day. So that brings about the gig economy.
Yeah.
You know, that brings about everybody trying to find little things they can do on the side to compensate for the money they're not making where they're supposed to be.
Side hustle pimp.
Yeah. Now a lot of times these little side gigs, these little gigs that people get, they start to pick up and they start to supplement and overcompensate for the money that you're making.
Right.
So yeah, it's very few and far between. Rarely ever happens. But everybody's overworking themselves now just to stay above broke.
But in some ways, man, like I think part of that is, I think it is true because there's a resource problem. So maybe Thanos was right. but you stupid. But in all seriousness, but how much of that is just the culture of being? Like, it's just, I should have these things because this is what I'm told that I should have. You know, like how much of it is like, all right, like if you think about the amount of the exchange, like, and I can't, you know, I could say, you know, back when we went through school, you know, like the college degree, I would say is probably like not a requirement, but that puts you ahead, you know, if you were being looked at for a position. Now, I mean, trade jobs and all these other things are kind of popping up. Like, do you really need to go $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 in debt coming straight out of school doing something that literally you had, you know, for all intents and purposes, no real idea of what you were going to do in that 4-year time span. So you got out of high school, then went into saying, all right, I'm gonna do this thing for 4 years. Then you get out of that, and even for us, thinking about how different we look at the world now, you know, your industry or your thoughts probably changed. So then you spent $70,000 on something that you realize, like, man, I don't think I really want to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. We both said the same. Yeah.
I mean, you know, but we're conditioned, but there are certain things that we're conditioned to have. We're conditioned to say that, all right, you know, you need to have this car, you need to have this degree. You gotta live this certain way. You gotta have these certain things. And I think there's a materialistic, you know, machine that just keeps, you know, bringing us to the point of like, I need to spend money because I'm supposed to.
I think some of the material things we hold so dear, we're, like you said, it's beating us that we have to have it. Like, try moving someplace or getting a house and not having either cable or satellite or some sort of entertainment.
Oh, I have not had cable since 2008. Nine. And have not looked back, because in all honesty, man, it was like, you don't honestly need it.
You don't.
You don't. But we're told that it's the fear of missing out. Like all of a sudden, it's like there's so much news. Like the world's gonna come to an end because I don't know what's going on between this thing and that thing.
I believe at some point our homes were our castles and our places where you're rested, but somehow the world snuck in here and said that it needs to be here with us as well. You know, so that's why we have all the cable and satellite and the internet and media boxes and sticks and video games and all this other shit in our houses. We can't even rest in here.
Yeah, because
there's so much stimulation.
I mean, some of those things, you know, but even to that point, man, some of those things, you know, some of those things bring people peace. Because I'm not gonna lie, like, you know, maybe this is like the way I suppress it, but it's like, I like to go in and play video games where I'm just like, tearing shop on like, one of my favorite games is Bayonetta or like Devil May Cry, God of War, like those kind of things. It's like, it's just like, I'm wailing on some monsters, and that's just kind of like how I,
that's your release.
That's my release. So I mean, so in some cases, but I think in a lot of cases, we get things and we're told that this is the way that things are, and they're not. Because even I can honestly say, like, now I'm getting to the point where it's like, I got my PS4, I power it on every once in a while, but I don't play it nowhere nearly as much as I used to.
Shit, I ain't turned mine on since like December.
See, there you go, man. Go and trade it in and get like $20 from GameStop.
Oh, fuck.
That $400 game system.
Oh, no. I'm going to start playing it more. You get a what? What did you just say?
It's a $400 game system. You don't get $20 for.
That shows you sell it for $250. No, they're gonna sell it for $200 or $150.
That shows you how little this shit is worth. But we put so much value on it. It's not worth anything. They even said diamonds are a fake luxury.
I was about to say
the Boris company made it that way.
Yeah, they said it was a shortage, but they really were hoarding diamonds.
It's a supply. It's a supply. It's supply side economics. Yeah.
And they said, what other thing is like that in Canada? Because they're on the maple syrup. Maple syrup is manipulated like that too.
Really?
Yeah, I watched it on Vice. I was like, what the fuck?
Why maple syrup though? Like maple syrup?
Canadians are weird. Aubrey.
That was him, Drake. I didn't say that. Drake been lifting, man. I'm not fucking with that dude. I'm not getting beat up by a muscular light skinned dude. Can't go outside after that.
So stupid.
That's that dude that got beat up by Drake. Single, immediately single. But yeah, I mean, things are manipulated, and I think it's just everybody wants the last of something, and there's really not the last of anything on this planet. Everything that we need is an ample amount of.
Well, side note, you see, I posted a link earlier about the Nintendo Classic unit.
Yeah, they're bringing that back out. Yeah.
It's like
I just saw it on Twitter too.
Did y'all really think Nintendo was gonna let that cash cow die? Please.
No, but listen, you could have made money in this little short year that it was gone.
Man, screw that. Like I hate people who do that, man. Like, I mean, I collect Transformers, and I hate when people buy something just to resell it. Cause it's like, see,
I did it. I'm sorry. I made $200 off that thing.
And now they feeling like a dumbass because they don't even play it.
Exactly. And that's the other thing, man. Because most of the time it's like you want it because someone else says that they got it.
Because I thought I was gonna buy SNES Classic, then I was just like, nigga, I don't even play my PS4, so why would I even?
Is that the one I asked about the other day?
No, you're asking about the Atari. No, you're asking about the Sega one that comes out.
Yeah, the Genesis one is coming out. No, the Genesis one is coming out.
Yeah.
Nah, that's all right. I got
the Atari one. It's like there's nothing on Atari I want to play.
I can't.
But it's like, what is it? The 30th anniversary of Genesis when they're coming out with?
Yeah, that came out in '88. Yep.
That's crazy. I know, man.
Well, that and SNES came out at the same time, right?
Bro,
close enough.
Bro. Yeah,
when I was watching
Pop, it was late though. What's that?
I was watching the old video game commercials when they were talking about the games and stuff. When they were, it was the Genesis. The Genesis was talking about the PlayStation, and they called it. What did they call the PlayStation? The lame station or some shit like that.
Oh shit!
Yeah, because they would trash each other. It was a competition. And they were like how the Genesis had 4 quad processor, and the PlayStation only had a 1-core processor or some shit like that.
Were they talking about polygons?
Yeah, it's like clock speed was a thing.
No, it was the Saturn. The Sega Saturn was talking about everybody. Yeah. It was the Sega Saturn, and that's the one I had too. That big ass game.
Hey man, sleep on Sega, man, but they were hitting.
I was a Sega guy. I was a Sega guy
too, but I mean,
I had the Sega Master System. I had the Sega Saturn, the Sega Genesis. I didn't have the Dreamcast.
That was the one. That's the one system you should have had, like legitimately, because the Dreamcast was awesome, man. Like the Dream was a legit system.
That's the only one I didn't have. but the Genesis, the Sega Master System, and the Sega Saturn I had.
Wow.
I didn't get the Sega CD either.
Oh yeah, see, well that was garbage anyway.
Yeah.
So
yeah. My homeboy down the street was a Nintendo guy, so he had all the other stuff.
Oh man,
it is what it is. Anyway, guys, you got anything else we want to talk about?
Deadpool comes out this week.
Yeah, I'm saving my free pass to go see that. I was thinking I might go see a movie on Wednesday, but I might save my free pass.
I'm not gonna go see that immediately. I'll wait.
Yeah.
I'm not as excited to see that as the other ones. Like, I'm not even excited to see Captain Marvel when it come out. So
what?
I'm not. I gotta see some. She ain't got no booty.
I mean, yeah, that picture was very disappointing.
Where that picture? I'm gonna put the picture.
Yo, they got a CGI that.
They're gonna CGI Captain Marvel a booty.
Dog, it don't even fill out the pants.
Oh, hey, where's the picture?
Well, you know what's funny is someone actually posted. I don't know if I posted this in the chat or not, but someone actually posted about not Thor, but about Loki in the first Thor movie. Like, I guess he had the bulge showing in his costume, and they actually digitally edited it out.
Well, I'd be talking about that all the time on my
bro. Guys,
they had to edit my dick out.
I can see his dick. I can see his dick. We gotta get rid of this.
This is a Disney movie.
There are no dicks in Thor. Gotta get rid of this, guys. Yeah, they're gonna give her a booty. I'm trying to find a picture so I can put it up.
What's that?
I'm trying to find the picture that I posted so I can put it up.
That thing was horrible.
But yeah, I'm not excited to see. Maybe when they start showing previews and trailers and stuff like that.
That's what y'all said about Solo too. It's like, oh yeah, it's all right. And then the closer the movie gets, and it's like, okay.
I want to see Solo first.
Did y'all see my thing about Black Klansman?
Oh, you know what? The preview. That's why I was quiet for a few minutes. The preview was playing on Facebook.
Oh, the preview's up? I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, the preview's up. Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna look for it then.
And I was like, oh, that looks, because that's Denzel's son.
Yeah, that's the dude from Ballers that sound just like him. Because I remember when I first started watching it, I'm like, this dude sound like Denzel. Yeah. But I had no clue it was that son that was in college when we were. Because his son played.
Here's the thing.
At USC.
And that's his son. But they said Denzel handed the torch off to
Chadwick
Boseman.
Yeah, because he funded him going to London, I guess, for the program they had at Howard. Felicia Rashad was the one who orchestrated that. She would get different actors and actresses to, like, I guess, sponsor a student to go across the pond to go do that. He found out Denzel was his sponsor. They all write a letter to them.
Oh,
isn't that crazy? Oh, that booty. Golly. Look at it. Look, it got gaps.
Oh, baby.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
When you order it online versus when it arrived.
Fashion Nova.
Oh, man. Oh, they want to drag her for that. I think the screen may be just stretched. No,
I wonder, man.
Okay for her.
She ain't got no cakes. Anyway, yeah, I'm not too excited about that movie. Not because she ain't got no booty, but because it doesn't look like anything that's going to grab me. But yeah, you said okay, I understand now why he handed the torch to him. But I mean, damn, it's still his son.
I know, right? It's like you automatically get an alley, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Where's my camera?
You're a ghost.
Yeah, I'm gone.
Thanos demands your silence.
And on that note, shit. Oh, there you are.
Oh, hey,
nigga.
All right. So on that note, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here, man. All hearts and minds are clear.
Yeah,
I would say so, sir.
Maybe next week we can get Sosa in here, but everybody that did join us tonight, I appreciate it. Keep the podcast going. If you want to find us, we are on SoundCloud under the company. We're on Google Play Music
under company. Got to type in company.
Yeah, company, and we're also on iTunes under the company podcast. And so that gives you absolutely no reason to not support us and come and see what we do every week, every Monday or Tuesday, depending on what's happening, what's going on.
What's happening?
So next week we'll be back with more topics, more fun, more things to talk about. So hopefully, like I said, Sosa will be here. And
if Sosa's here, he'll talk about Deadpool. That's his favorite.
Oh yeah,
is he going to see it?
Yeah,
that's his favorite Marvel character.
Y'all can go ahead and do the Deadpool show. I'll be in here, but I mean, don't not talk about it because I'm in here. I'll watch it anyway.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm the same way. I work all weekend, so I doubt I'm gonna see it until next week.
So if y'all want to talk about it when we come in next week, you and Sosa can have maybe a session about it, and I'll just sit back and listen.
Y'all just remember what happened in the first movie, and then kind of play it from there.
All right, y'all. Been good. Appreciate everybody that came in here. We'll see y'all next week on the company. Peace, bitch.